Maybe you're thinking about quitting the UK, maybe like us, you've already quit the UK. I'm Lee, and I've predominantly lived all of my life in the UK and now living in Poland. And this is my long-suffering wife, Aga.
Oh, you can see the bags under my eyes.
You can, nothing to do with me,
No.
obviously. But Aga is from Poland. She lived in the UK for 23 years and has now come back to Poland with me and our two children. And we're here to talk about our journey and the good times, the bad times.
And the shit times.
Yeah, and the shit times. We said we wasn't going to swear.
Your fault.
That didn't last long, did it? But we're going to be open and honest. We're going to be open and honest about our journey. So if you are thinking about coming abroad, or is it coming abroad or going abroad?
Going.
Going? She's the foreigner. She's always correcting my grammar. But if you're thinking about going abroad, you want a better life in another country like Poland, or you're already in Poland and you're struggling maybe and you want to work out, how to make your very, very best life, then this is our journey, and we're going to be documenting our journey week by week to help you make that decision. Is it right for you, or how do you make your very best life?
Yes.
Because it's not easy.
No.
No one tells you how difficult it will actually be.
But what people do better than we do, they get ready. They do their homework, they prepare, they look into things. We not great at things like that, are we?
Give a little bit of context into our journey, or how we got here. We kind of saw things happening in the UK we wasn't happy with. We kind of saw the life being diminished a little bit. We had a very good life for many, many years. We was very privileged. We had some good businesses and we was doing very, very well until we wasn't. And we could see, with the COVID pandemic and things like that, how much debt we was getting into and how hard it will be to get out of debt. And we could also see the cost of living rising and certain other things that was sort of making us think twice about the UK. And we got to a stage where we was, maybe, just maybe we could quit, go abroad, pay our debts off and have a better life. And I've always been drawn to the idea of living abroad. I'd never done it. Obviously, Aga, as we said, I've been in England for 23 years and I wanted to go to a hot and sunny climate, somewhere maybe tropical, something like that. Spain.
Maybe Portugal.
Yeah, maybe
Canary Islands.
Something like that. I had a vision of me sitting on the beach, getting tanned, pina colada, lovely jubbly, but we ended up in Poland.
Yay!
Yay! And it was really a decision that we made quite quickly, and it was...
Over a glass of...
Yeah, vino. Yeah.
Vino.
But in fairness to us, it was made quite quickly because our house in the UK sold unbelievably quickly. We thought, okay, yes, we're going to go abroad. Let's put our house on the market. Probably be about 6 months, maybe a year before we're ready to go. We've got plenty of time to plan it, plenty of time to sort everything out, put the house on the market. 2 hours later, asking price offer. Very, very motivated buyers wanted it out really quickly. And we was like, you know what? We've done the deal. We're not going to back out. We'll get over to Poland and we'll make it up as we go along. Now, I wouldn't recommend you do that.
No.
It's not the right way to do it.
It's been crazy. I think when did it all start? May, because it was Lucy's birthday when we got the asking price.
We were
literally,
Oh, it's her birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were literally getting out of the car to go to Prezzo. That was Lucy's favourite spot to go and eat some stretchy pizza, as our little Lucky was calling it. And
they're our kids, Lucy and
yes,
Luke.
on the way out of the car, we getting a phone call that the potential buyers are really into getting our house and they are offering us the asking price.
And that was it. Boom, sold.
Celebration.
Celebration.
No turning back now, Taylor. We
No.
gotta get in.
But it was a little bit of a head spin. It was, it's like, oh, okay.
It's real.
It's real. And we was... sometimes things just fall in place, and sometimes you have to really work hard at things. And with this, it kind of just seemed everything was pushing us to come here, didn't it? You know, we got the house on the market, we got it sold, we found a removal company that could do the removals on the date we wanted really quickly. They was absolutely fantastic. Had no problem recommending them. We had a property here as well, which we was very fortunate to have, and we'll talk about that as well, because that came cause some slight issues, didn't it, when we moved here? Because obviously Aga's mum and dad was living here at that particular time. We'll talk about that as well. But it was just all set up. It was all set up.
It just seemed to be a brilliant idea.
And we got our kids into school here. So, yeah, we're going. And that's what we did. Now, if you are thinking of going and you think, oh, that sounds easy, it's not. It really isn't, because there's lots of things that are going to happen to you that you will not understand until you get here. You really won't. And we can't cover everything in this episode, but in future episodes, we'll go through it step by step. But I think one of the things that is very raw in our minds that I'd like to talk about today is, and this is what you're going to have to think about before you come, how much you and your partner are going to change when you do go abroad. And it can be quite drastic, can't it?
I aged about 10 years over the last 3 months.
You still look beautiful.
Oh.
But yeah.
You want to get lucky later, don't you?
Can't blame me, can you? But you do sometimes, you do feel as if you've aged a lot, because there is so much going on, there's so much to comprehend, there's so much to do. And from Aga's point of view, being Polish, being the Polish speaker in the family, and me not speaking Polish, she would have to literally translate everything, babysit me, just explain what was going on constantly, because I just didn't have a clue.
No.
Still don't, really.
Still don't.
No. Go on.
But I think we had a heart-to-heart conversations last week. Well, we had a ding-dong for nearly a week when we didn't
We
talk.
call ding-dongs arguments.
Yeah.
Well, they're not really arguments, we don't talk, do we?
Yeah. It's a ding-dong, like ding-dong, you go this way, I go that way. Who takes the kids? The kids are staying with me. Oh no, I'm taking the kids out. we have this competition when we have our ding-dongs. We just have this competition over kids. Who is better, mummy or daddy? So he jumps in, he plays, he makes bracelets.
Our kids love it when we argue, don't they?
Oh gosh, they love it. This one sleeps with mummy, this one sleeps with daddy. The attention is all on the kids at the time, isn't it?
You've got to have someone to talk to in the house.
They've been getting so much attention since we got to Poland, because that's one of the things. We probably had more ding-dongs the last 3 months than we had over the last 3 years altogether.
No, I don't think that's true, actually. I think I don't think we have, but they've been more intense. They've been longer, and I think they've been a little bit more maybe nasty rather than, quick ding-dongs. Maybe we all see things differently. That's how I see it.
Frequency is definitely increased. Like we probably unless something happens, we're going to have the first nice weekend when we actually talk.
This weekend, yeah. It's Friday as we record this.
With Halloween.
We're talking, and it's one of our first Fridays we've actually been talking since Aga's parents actually moved out, which is quite ironic, really. When they was here, we didn't really have any arguments
because
at all.
we never had time to talk to each other.
No,
There's always
true.
This one wants to say this one wants to say this one wants to tell you how you should be doing things and so on. So we would always be like in the same room, but not in the same room.
And we're dropping all this in because you've got to understand the dynamics. When you come and there's a lot of people around you, especially for Aga's point of view, coming back into the family, the friends, the relatives, the parents she left behind, they're there, aren't they? They're on you.
Yes, and I think what we need to mention is we made a slightly impulsive decision to come here. It happened a lot quicker than we thought it would happen. Yes, we were making plans, but because it was so quick, we had to live with my mom and dad until their flat was ready for them to move out. So you've not lived with your parents for God knows how many years. I've been living away from my parents for the last 23 years, and I thoroughly enjoyed being on my own. And then all of a sudden, everything is just so different.
You're back in
being told what to do, how to do it, being told what not to do, and constantly being torn.
Push from pillar to post.
Yes.
And Polish people are very direct, and you have to understand this. They will tell you what's on their mind. They will have expectations, and they will do things.
They will watch
and
you.
they will watch you, and it's very draining. It's very tiring. And from Aga's point of view, and this is where I started to struggle. I could see Aga being kind of like we used to call you Poglish, didn't we?
Yeah.
Half Polish, half English, but predominantly done things the English way. So you've been in England for 23 years. You've been with me for 10 years. There was an English way of working, and it worked for both of us. When Aga came back to Poland, then she's back in the family dynamic. She's back in the Polish way of doing things and living. And you've got all these people, you've got to do it this way, you've got to do it this way, you should be doing that. Why are you doing it like that? Why are you not doing it like this? She's in a bit of a head spin as well. And she's trying to please everybody because she doesn't want to come back to Poland and upset people. She doesn't want to come in and say, no, this is how we do it now, rah, 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 I'm not bend. She tries her best to accommodate. And I'm looking at her thinking, she's changing. She's going into this new mentality. She's wanting to do things this way. And I could see it. But what I wasn't aware of, because we don't always become aware of ourselves because we're looking outwards, I was changing. And you was witnessing a change in me. And what that did was it just literally got to that stage where we just went, rah! And I don't usually raise my voice, do I? I'm not really an angry person, but since we've been here on 2 occasions, I've really raised my voice, which is quite surprising for me and quite shocking for you because you're not used to it. And we just had massive, massive arguments. And from nowhere, really, just silly little things can sometimes spark you because you can get so tired, so frustrated. It's hard, really hard. And I talked about you changing and becoming a little bit more Polish. You talk about how you saw me changing. I think that'd be interesting.
He just became.
I think that's a bit strong.
Pussy. Somebody who it totally depends on you. Somebody who's not capable of doing anything. I mean, I'll give you example. There's not much that you had to be coping with. So I tried to prompt you to be independent, book your own hairdresser appointment. He missed the bloody appointment twice. 2 appointments he booked. He nearly missed the second one just as he missed the first one. And then when he found out that he was just about to have his appointment, he says to me, can you tell me where the hairdresser is? We've been there so many times. Can you explain to me where I have to go? And then I thought, this is when I realized that you became such a kiddo in here. Having to do like 10 different things, pick the kids from school, think about dinner, and please mom and dad, blah, blah, blah. I have to jump into the car to drive my independent, once upon a time husband to get his hair cut, then go and pick him up, get the kids in the same time, and have a heart-to-heart conversation, which you didn't like, obviously. I was like a thunderstorm. I was so annoyed. I was like, 1 appointment. That's all you have to do. 1 appointment. Your haircut.
But here's the thing, yeah, and I'm not making excuses, and she's right. And
Say again?
You're right.
Oh, no.
I give you that.
Yeah.
She is right. I will say it again. But you don't notice it. And I want people to think about this, especially if you're coming from the UK, and especially like me, if you've been a business owner and you've been in charge of people and you've been running companies and being quite successful, you may have taken all that for granted because you're used to it, you know the language, you know your way around the town, you know the people, you know what to do, when to do it, you're very organised. You then come to a new country, you don't have that business with you, you don't have those people around you, you only have people around you that don't speak or predominantly don't speak your language. You're not as organised as you was before because
somebody else is doing it.
Somebody else is maybe doing it, or there just doesn't seem to be that urgency because you're not having to be somewhere at a particular time to work all day, etc. So, and I grant my situation may be different to other people that want to come out here and maybe get a job straight away, but that was it for me. And I come out here with not a lot of structure, not a lot of understanding of the culture, practically zero understanding of the language, and fell into a comfort zone where it was easier to hide behind Aga and let her do things. And it got to the stage where it's, Aga, can you do this? Aga, can you do that? And if you're going to come out here or you're out here and you're making that mistake, you need to stop it straight away, because unless you make that effort to really learn the culture, make the effort to get around people and understand what they're saying and learn the language, you are going to struggle. You are, because you're going to be confined to an area, maybe like this house, where you don't want to go out because it feels a little bit, I wouldn't say unsafe, but nervy, because you just give up in some respects. You just feel like, what's the point in going? I can't understand anyone. I don't know what's going on. I'm tired of second guessing people, and I'm just better off sitting indoors and, letting her do the lot. So,
And
cool.
I was exhausted. I just looked at you. I watched you. Few moments when, honestly, you just seemed to be such a pussy, like hiding behind me and just waiting for things to be done and sorted for you. And I had so much resentment. I've never had that resentment towards you, because I thought, where is that man that I fell in love with? That independent man who gets things done, who always has good solution to every single problem and challenge, that man who can make people laugh, that man who can take me out for dinner and pay for the meal and make the most of the situation, be the gentleman, moves the chair and this and that. What the hell did I get myself into? Like, literally, another kid. I've got another kid under my roof.
And Aga made a post on Facebook which really upset me, because it was...
Oh, you got the
I really did, because I read these words that she feels like she's got another child. And from a man to read that about your wife and feel and how far low you've become, how much down the pecking order you've become, to go from being up here and leading all these people to be considered like a child is very, very hard to take. And I'm grateful she made the comment in many ways, because sometimes you don't see the wood for the trees. And once you've actually read something and it hurts you, then you've got to do something about that. And then we had a clash. We butted heads. We didn't talk for a while, and then we worked out. Okay, well, we still love each other. We're here. It's our reality. What are we going to do about it? And that's what you have to do when you're in another country. You have to take time to assess things. You have to take time to step back. You have to take time to talk to each other, because I guarantee you, I will see different things to her, she will see different things to me, and we'll see the same things in a completely different way. And until you talk about it and discuss it, you're never going to move on.
And that was the problem with us. We stopped talking.
Yeah,
because there was always somebody. And I'm not the one to go on Facebook and just post shit about challenges and problems and stuff. But I literally felt that I had nobody that I could talk to. And there was that group that I found, Brits in Poland, and people would post different things. And I thought, I wonder if anybody goes through the same challenge as I do, where you literally have to wear trousers, you have to do everything, like literally every little thing from the moment you wake up until the moment that you go to sleep. There's always something going on, there's always something you have to manage. I mean, we invest in properties, so I've never had to deal with the builders. I've never had to think about the building sites, what to buy, what to not to buy, doing the refunds, doing the orders, telling them off because this is not done properly. That it was just exhausting. And I just got to that point when I got so frustrated when we were not talking, and it was pretty obvious that we were not talking. And everybody is coming to me, telling me off because they feel so sorry for you, because your situation is so difficult, because you don't speak the language, because it's a different country for you, and it's just so hard. And I'm standing there thinking, he's doing F-O. I'm doing everything. How frustrating is it for me to having to translate everything that is said to you so that you feel included, to having to do everything on your behalf, the kids' behalf, my behalf, the house, the cooking, and this and that, dealing with the parents and stuff. But you're the one who is a victim, and life is so bad for you because you have to stand behind with your arms folded and just smile and nod your head.
I think making these videos is going to be a bit of therapy for both of us.
I think so.
I think we're both going to get a lot off our chest, and we're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it honest.
Yes, but you know what? The nice thing.
She's certainly getting it off of her
Yeah,
chest.
the nice thing about making that post on Facebook, I think I got the response of 100 people saying, I am so glad that somebody finally spoke about it, because that's exactly what happened to us. That's exactly how I feel. Spot on. This is how we dealt with it. This is what we've done. This is what actually broke us apart. And that was the red light. Like, oh, if you don't
really?
deal with it, yeah, there was this couple. They ended up moving back to the UK because they just could not handle the pressure. It was the husband who was native speaking in the country in Poland, and he just found it too much pressure and too much to deal with.
And isn't that a shame? You come to another country for a better life, a good quality, spend lots of time with each other, maybe financial reasons as well, and you end up quitting and going back to your old life that you were probably not happy with and wanted to run away from because you find it too draining and too tiresome. And that was happening to us, and luckily we realised that was happening to us quickly, and this is why we want to talk about it, because there are so many people telling us they want to quit the UK. I mean, honestly, I've got a TikTok channel and I post a lot on TikTok, and people constantly message me, I want to come to Poland, I want to leave, I want to get out of the UK's going downhill, I don't want to be here anymore. And isn't it a shame if they go for all that effort to come and then let these silly little things destroy it? And that's why we want to talk about this, because if you can start thinking about this before you come, unlike us just rushing into it, you can come here with a lot more opportunity to be successful and happier than we had when we first come. We will turn it around. We will make a success of this country. We will be happy here. We'll build a good life, won't we?
Oh,
Say
yeah.
yes, dear. Yes,
Obviously.
dear. Obviously. How could you not? But we will, because we're determined, and we do like it here. I know you had more reservations coming here than I did. You didn't particularly want to at some stage, did you? Because you felt like you left it 23 years ago. You didn't really want to go back.
We had a good life. We had a business that had lots of potential. We had our little circle. It was our love nest. We didn't have the outside, and it was just such a different dynamics and stuff.
I kind of wanted to come because I've always dreamed about going abroad.
And that's probably the main reason why I agreed to that, because I know from our conversations you wanted to go abroad in the past, and your ex-wife would not agree to go, and you always had that hint of regret. And I always thought, I don't want to be that reason that is holding you back. And if you want to go and you want to try, I'll go
and come with us.
and I'll come with you.
And I'm grateful for that, and I truly am. And I think it would be awful if we come here and after 3 months went back with our tails between our legs, and we wouldn't want anybody watching this to do the same. So this is why we're going to continue to make some longer videos than the ones we put on TikTok that are quite short, because these can be a lot more informative. These can help you a lot more understand the pressures of being abroad, understand the bureaucracy of Poland, understand where the opportunities maybe are, what we struggle with, what we like. We'll talk about all of this in a weekly kind of podcast. And what do they call these vlogs? I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
In technology, we
Yeah,
don't
but we want to talk about it because we do know there's so many people out there wanting to come abroad, and if we can just help a few of you come abroad and have a really nice life here, knowing what we should have thought about and maybe what we would have known back then, if that's the right way to explain it, I know we'll be able to help you come over, make this transaction and make it a very, very happy and financial transaction, good financial transaction as well. Because on the whole, I would say the start we've had here has been bloody brilliant.
I know, it's been really good. And you know what, I don't know if anybody who listens is in a similar situation when they're thinking and going through the same process, but I was thinking about it last night. The last 5 months, we made the decision in May, put the house on the market, it's gone really quickly, and then we obviously had to continue with what we decided to do. But there was always that element of me wishing my life away. I wish all this packing was done.
Yeah.
I wish the removal company was already here. I wish the unpacking was done. I wish my parents already went into the flat. I wish the kids already settled at school. And you know what? I'm so glad that life has not just gone like that, that I had gone through every single stepping stones. I have gone through the packing, I have gone through the unpacking, I have gone through the tears when the kids were going to school, the ups and downs, the dynamics with the family and so on, because all these moments, they were beautiful. Like that, they were just so precious, and they were such a great experience and such a great lessons. I would not want to go through the last 5 months without experiencing everything that we've been through.
No, I wouldn't either. Even the ding dongs, because they make you what you are, and as long as you learn from them and you don't let them destroy you, then you can take your lessons and you can improve. And that's.
What lesson did you learn from the last ding dong?
I learned not to hide behind you. I learned that I had become that person that hid behind you, and
Meow.
you called it a pussy.
Meow, meow, meow.
You struck me again.
Meow, meow, meow.
I think, from my point of view, I learned I'd lost a bit of confidence. I learned that I think I was very worried about upsetting people as well, because you made a mention, you made a comment earlier that they will watch you. And I felt very watched when I was here, very watched. You know, I could see the parents and other people screening me. You know, what's he doing? Why is he doing that? Why does he go out in a t-shirt when everyone else has got like a winter coat that's thicker than a mattress on? Why is he wearing shorts? Because I do things differently. I do. I naturally, you know, I'm from the UK. I'm not from Poland. So things I will do will be a little bit alien. I'm not saying anyone means anything bad. They've only got my best interests at heart, but they can't communicate with me, but they're watching. And I felt really watched all the time, and I'm thinking, am I upsetting these people? Am I, you know, saying the wrong thing? And I did notice, and I'm going to be honest, a lot of Polish people are very easily offended.
Oh yeah.
Very easily offended. You say the wrong thing, and I've got quite a quick, sharp sense of humour that can sometimes be like British sarcasm. It doesn't always go down very well here.
No.
And you say something, and you upset someone, and you feel terrible. You feel really bad. So you then think, like, do I say this? Do I do that? Do I do this? And it can affect your confidence a little bit. It can, you know. So I learned that I can't hide behind Aga. I've got to learn the language. I've got to really try to understand the culture. I've got to accept, you know, I am the bloody foreigner now. I am here, you know, and I've got to fit in, and I've got to be a bit braver. And if I'm not brave, then I'm not being the man that she fell in love with, and that's not something I ever not want to be. So I've got to push myself. And what did you learn?
I don't think you're gonna like that.
What you learned?
Yeah.
End the show. Come on, what did you learn? Tell me.
Am I being like really
About
honest?
yourself.
That I don't need a husband. I don't need a man to live my life. I can be independent, and I have been wearing the trousers for all these months. And if you decide to go, I'll be fine.
I forgot to add as well, I learned that I don't need a wife. And
No,
I could
honestly,
easily...
it was really scary. I actually enjoyed my own company. I always struggled with being lonely. I was petrified of the idea of being on my own and not having people around me, not having you, because we've got such a great relationship, and we've got such a great energy between us. Like when he is upset, I don't even know he's upset. I feel exactly the same. The other way around, we can read each other's minds sometimes. Like you think about something and I say that thing. And honestly, it happens so much. So we do have this amazing connection. And I think I have learned to be so independent. This idea of me being independent and just getting things done. So this doesn't get missed, this doesn't get missed. Trying to please everybody just got me into that corner when I sat down and I thought, I've been doing pretty much everything on my own. What is the point of having a man? You have to cook for them. You have to clean after them. You have to do the washing. You have to pick up the dirty socks from the floor or the bedside cabinet. That's your new place where you put them on.
Ah, there's a magic fairy in this house that does
No,
all
it's
that.
not the
It's the
best.
same one as we got in England. I brought it with us.
This is fun. This is awesome. Like, I can listen to my book. I can decide what I want to do. I don't even have to talk to him. I don't have to do his washing. He doesn't eat when we don't talk. He's
I lose weight.
super diet, so I don't have to go to the shop. I don't have to think and ask, what would you like to eat for dinner today? I don't have to cook for you. I don't have to wash up after you. You do your own dishes when we don't talk.
I do a lot of washing up.
Medal. Give him the medal. The
Thank
man
you.
needs a medal. No, but you know what? And it was a bit scary. There was a part of me thinking, I wish I was that dependent girl who needs somebody to do something and stuff.
Do you know what? It's funny because, and I'm not just saying this, you said I wouldn't be happy with that, but actually I'm really happy with that because I never wanted to marry someone who was completely dependent on me. I never wanted to marry someone who was just like, you know, done the washing, done the ironing, the wife roles, the washing, ironing, the effing and etc. etc. You know, I fell in love with you because you was dynamic, you was a go-getter, you was out there, and you was great in the office and stuff like that. So, you know, to actually see you want to be doing all those things and that give you that I can do this on my own, I will do this on my own. I'm really proud of you, I really am, because it wasn't easy for you. And I'm actually really proud of myself as well, because I did get to that stage where actually, you know what, I've probably hit rock bottom here. I don't feel very confident. I don't feel like the man. I read that comment and it really hit hard that, you know, I'm not feeling like the man. And when you are rock bottom, you can only really go up. So I then start to think, okay, right, how can I change that around? How can I do things and push it on? And it's not perfect. It's not, and I'm not perfect.
Massive progress.
But it's my progress. And if you take one thing away from this podcast, is that, you know, you will get to a stage where you will really struggle. You will see changes in each other. You might not like those changes. You might love them, but you've got to talk about them. If you don't talk about them, if you don't address them, if you let them destroy you, if you just run back abroad again to your comfort zone, you'll never achieve anything. You've got to keep talking. So this hopefully will make you aware of that. It will come. It will. You can't say it won't come, because you cannot physically go to another country with another culture, another language, another way of doing things and not change a bit. You have to. You just have to. It's impossible not to. And if you really fault the system and you come over here, and let's say I come over here and I really fault the system, right, I'm only going to do it the British way, I'm only going to do it my way, people would resent me.
Oh yeah.
They would resent me, and I would be pushing a boulder up a hill every day trying to crack it here. You don't want that. You don't want to make life difficult for yourself, you know. So you have to accept you're going to change, your partner's going to change, but the important thing is you change together and you go down that road together, because if you go like that, then no one wins. And yeah, we went a little bit like that. We did, you know, but luckily it was just a little bit. It wasn't much, and we got back in, and now it's for us to go forward. And I accept your changes. I do. I'm grateful for them. I think they're positive changes, and hopefully they're positive changes for me as well. It's work in progress. It is. It's work in progress. This is just the start of our journey, and we'll be back again next week to document a little bit more.
Hopefully no ding-dongs.
Hopefully no ding-dongs, but you know what? Even if there is, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. You'll get everything from us. You'll get literally everything as it happens. All of our struggles, all of our triumphs. You know, we'll talk about the kids and how they're settling in. We'll talk about the bureaucracy. We'll talk about how we're going to make money here, how we're going to build a great life here, how we're going to, you know, build a great marriage here. Everything. Nothing's off the table. I've enjoyed that.
Oh, it's been brilliant.
It's been brilliant. I hope you enjoyed that too, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.